And then now this is our processing facility. So on site we use a mud hog that is gas powered. It's a 20 cubic foot mud hog, similar to the one here to the right, except for this one is way bigger. It's a custom one that the mud hog people built for us for our facility. It runs off electricity, so we don't have to run the gas motors inside. Um, it's not in the place where it's going to be. That's I just took a picture of it. That's actually our processing equipment behind there. It'll be in a separate room.
Well,
With
it
the
looks like you show the vapor open that molding that's on the outside with your furring strips holding it in place, and then you're
Yeah.
spraying from the inside towards the outside.
Yes.
Cameron doing there.
Yeah, correct. Yep. So that's actually Butch that's spraying there. He's our main guy on the gun, and so he really picked it up good. Um he was the only one that even showed up for the training when we did the cast in place, and so he's been on the crew ever since. And yeah, he's uh he's got a lot of time on that gun now. But yeah, you just spray directly against that wrap. Bring it out to however thick you're gonna go. We did 12 inches on this house as well. Um, And yeah, same thing, vapor permeable. We're actually going to take that entire roof off and redo all of the roof lines. There was quite a bit of stuff that needed to be redone, so we're just going to basically take the whole thing off and redo it. We're going to do all vaulted ceilings in the basically in like the from the entryway on through the living room into the kitchen, and then it's going to be a 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom house. Um, it was in discussion for it to be an office building, which I was pulling for because then it would have been a commercial space, and we would have had hempcrete into some commercial spaces here. But yeah, that's for the future, I guess. But yeah, another house in the community is even better. And then now this is our processing facility. So on site we use a mud hog that is gas powered. It's a 20 cubic foot mud hog, similar to the one here to the right, except for this one is way bigger. It's a custom one that the mud hog people built for us for our facility. It runs off electricity, so we don't have to run the gas motors inside. Um, it's not in the place where it's going to be. That's I just took a picture of it. That's actually our processing equipment behind there. It'll be in a separate room from our processing equipment. But the picture to the left is of the building that all of this is housed in. It's a 10,000 square foot building. It's finished now, pretty much. We're not actually running at full speed or anything right now, but all of our electrics ran, all of our equipment's being put into the places it needs to be, and we're gonna have a grand opening on September 5th with the Department of Ag. And so, what in this building, what we plan on doing is we plan on processing the hemp there with that equipment um, into the herd that we want to build with, and then in the room right next to it will be building panels and hopefully blocks as well. And then, yeah, shipping them out or just shipping them around the res, building onto different building sites. And so we partnered with the Minnesota Department of Ag, and they're going to come down and do a little grand opening with us where we're going to do a field day with the local farmers. And that's the main goal here, is to get the local farmers involved and get some more interest, I guess, in the end product. And so we're going to show them the end product, show them where they'll be able to bring their product, and basically everything. We're going to show them we're going to harvest some hemp for them that day. We're going to process some hemp for them that day, and then we're even going to demonstrate the Easy that day. We plan on demonstrating some cast in place. And also, I just talked to Phelan earlier today, and he mentioned even bringing some of his blocks and doing a demonstration with blocks. And I know that sounds like a packed day, but a lot of moving parts, but I think it'll be a good day to
Oh, it can be
get out
done.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely can. I was working with our tribal planner today, actually measuring out where booths could go and everything, and so there's a lot of work to be done, and that's only 6 weeks away. But we're gonna make it public with a flyer and everything, and so we invite everybody to come out. You know, it's not just for the local farmers. We're going to make a big event out of it, a grand opening. The main focus is to get the local farmers involved, you know, and so we're going to do a lot with the Department of Ag. We're going to have Ken Meyer from Complete Hemp Processing from South Dakota. He's going to be here and he's going to present about what's taken them to get where they're at, as well as some seed distributors and yeah, just basically anybody that we can gear towards the farmers. You know, we're hoping the Cattlemen's Association is going to come and do a burger feed. We got the farm network, the radio farm network. We're talking with them to do a live broadcast from here, and so I think it'll be good. You know, it's a good time of the year too. You know, because as soon as they cut down their fields, they already know what they want to plant in those fields next year. They already start prepping them for the next year. You know, getting their fertilizers. So you almost have to start on them right now. You can't expect to go to them next spring and say, "Hey, can you grow some hemp for me?" They already have their fields figured out by then, and so we're going to try and hit them hard now. And even if we can just get one farmer on board, I think it'll be a plus. And it'll just create that domino effect to the other farmers. You know, because we live in egg country. You know, egg is definitely a force here. You know, just in the 30-mile radius, we have 1 million tillable acres, and so
Wow.
we just a little percentage of that is really all we need. Yeah, yeah. You know, we don't own any of that. We don't have 1 million tillable acres. We only have 500 tillable acres. Whereas in the 30-mile radius, that's how much basically the entire area is a big field.
Well, you're the center of everything when you've got the ability to process that raw material, that raw ag product that comes in bales, and you can send it out in prefabricated panels or blocks or even just raw herd going out. That's fantastic. I love seeing the vertical and the horizontal integration, especially when y'all can, tool up and do that. I know that is one of the paradigms that is being pursued heavily in the space, is being able to have some sort of fabrication or manufacturing at the processing facility. So we'll be watching keenly on that. Anything else? I know that's the finish of your slides as far as what else is going on. Any questions? And then I
If
see Elliot is in, and then we'll give him the floor and let him present.
can mention the school.
School, the school. I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I was hoping you would say that. Yeah, Gene, you're actually to blame for this school. I'm gonna hold you to that. So because you mentioned it at NOCO. You know, I didn't really want to mention it until I knew for sure. And so as soon as you mentioned it on that Saturday, that Monday morning, I called the president of the school. I don't know if she goes by that title, but the head of the school. I called her right away that Monday and said, "Hey, we got to get the ball rolling on this." And so now we're full all in. You know, she's spoke with Matt Marino about, because it's a 90,000 square foot building, you know.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
humongous. There's no way we'll be able to do cast in place on a 90,000 square, not in Minnesota, you know. That would take too long, and we just don't even have enough workers, I don't think, to be able to pull that off. And so it's going to have to be, a lot of it's going to have to be prefab. But then I also talked with Alex Sexsmith, and he was excited about the project as well. And so I'm just trying to get people that that want to be a part of the project, that want to that align with it, because we talk a lot about the sick home syndrome with our houses, sick building syndrome. But then we send our kids to these schools and we don't know what these materials are made out of, or we do know what they're made out of, and it's cancerous materials. And we send them to school for while they're young, and then same thing with the daycares, same thing with our workplaces when we're going to work, same thing with the nursing homes. All of these buildings are all made with the same materials, the same toxic materials. And so unless we start doing something about it, it's just going to be the same thing. And so I think this school is really going to set almost like a standard of how, that's what we want to do. That's our goal, is to try and set a standard. And so we're going to try and do more than just hempcrete. We want to utilize a lot of other natural building products in it as well, and so, yeah, I think there's just a need for it, and it's, hemp is great, hemp is amazing, I don't want to like downplay the hemp, but really you have to utilize anything you can, any type of natural material that's local, or that you can, that makes it practical, I guess.
Right.
And I'm all for the hemp, I'm all in on the hemp. But I think we need to do more, like everybody uses Jack Herrera's famous quote, I don't know if hemp will save the world, but it's the only thing that can, or somewhere along those lines, and that is a great quote. But hemp is not some magic bullet that's going to come flying in and save the day. I think we have to, everybody together, from the person that's buying the product or building the home, to the contractor, to the person selling the product, everybody's gonna it's gonna take a full team effort. It's not like we can just say, okay, hemp's here, now the world is saved. Like we got a lot of work to do, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.